this morning I am going to my pottery studio, and I thought it would be fun if I took you guys along with me. I've been going to the studio for like 2 months now, I think, 2-3 months, and I'm absolutely loving it. It is the most fun hobby ever. Okay, let's go. Hello, welcome to my studio. Alright, let's get things started. First things first, I need to sign in. I had a couple pieces that were in the kiln yesterday for a bisque firing, so let's go check if those are done first. I really hope so, because I want to practice glazing again. No, it doesn't look like it yet. Dang it. Well, I'll show you a couple of my pieces that I have. So these are also ready for a bisque firing. They just haven't been sent in yet. As you can see, I'm still very new. I'm currently practicing cylinders. So that's what a lot of my shapes look like. And then with this, I found a fun rib that gives you a cool foot. So that's what I did for this. I should have made this into a mug, I think, but oh well. Nothing ready to glaze. Hopefully those will be out tomorrow. I guess we can just get ready and throw some more. I threw some pieces yesterday, so I guess I'll check to see if those are ready to trim first. I doubt it. I'll probably have to leave them out to dry a little bit more. Okay. They're not done, but they are a lot closer than I expected them to be. At least this one is. So hopefully I'll be able to trim later today. This is a bowl that I threw. I'm actually really happy with how this one came out. Then 2 cylinders. One of my issues I realized is I still throw a little bit too thick, especially with this one. So that's something I need to work on. We threw a lot yesterday. The last up is 2 spoon rests. This was the first one I made. It's a little uglier than the other one. And then finally, I've got 4 pieces that I trimmed yesterday. They're just waiting to dry so that they can be bisque fired. So here's one of them. One thing that's really hard is making a foot, and I finally, just yesterday, like, been able to make a semi-decent one. I obviously still have a little bit of work, but like, I'm so happy that I was even able to do it, because every time I've tried so far, I've either hollowed out the bottom and ruined the piece, or I've like not been centered and I just wasn't able to do it. Like on this one, I wasn't able to do it. Foot. See, that one's like okay. And then this one, I'm really happy with how this one came out. This was my first piece thrown with this black clay. It's actually called Brown Bear, and I don't know, it's just so fun to work with. I'm really enjoying it, so I can't wait to fire these and see how they look once they're glazed and fired completely. But so far it feels like a new fave to play with. I'm gonna set these back to dry a little bit more today, and then I will put them over there for the kiln. Time to throw. Alright, this is where the jacket comes off. I usually start with about 5 pounds. So far I've only been throwing with 1 pound pieces of clay, so I can usually get like 5 pieces out of that. And then I don't have like anything planned this morning, so I might honestly stay a bit longer than normal and throw a bit more than usual. It's almost 6, so I might as well just like go to 6 pounds and make 6 pieces. So now what we're gonna do with this is called wedging. It's basically you almost like massage the clay all together to get all the air bubbles out and kind of get it into one cohesive piece. I'm not very good at it, as you can see. Like, this clay is so soft, and because it's 6 pounds, it's still so hard for me to work with. Okay. And now we're gonna turn it into a rectangle. Just hit it, get more of the air bubbles out into 1 pound balls. That's what you want it to look like. Where you see it's all uniform, no air bubbles in there. Let's see how much that is. Exactly 1 pound, okay. Now that we have our 1 pound pieces, you're just gonna kind of like slam it into a ball shape. Ow. This is such an arm workout. Okay, all done. So I am going to move these to my station. Like Gus and Cinderella. And then before we officially start throwing, I need to clean up the wedging station. This is a community space, so it's like really important that you know, clean up after yourself. No one else wants to clean up after you. I'm gonna leave my clay here for now, just in case I want to throw more. I need some bricks under my feet because I am short. Now we can officially get started. Not a lot I want to make today. I think I want to try another spoon rest. I want to keep working on cylinders, obviously. And maybe I'll make another bowl. I don't know. So you kind of try and get in the center as much as possible. And then sometimes I'll slap it down just to make it even. Turn it on a little bit and slam it down around the sides just so it really sticks. And then you take it all the way up and you wet your hands and you wet your sponge and you wet the clay, and then you try and center. Ooh, I'm struggling here. And then this is the part that's hard for me. Like, this is very close to center, but it's not quite centered. And this is where I mess up. Instead of like getting it perfect, I always throw it off. And you just use this to flatten it. Open this. I'm a little off center, which ruined my opening a little bit. I'm going to try and keep going with this. And now I'm going to push this part down to make the spoon rest. one piece down. So relaxing. See, like, you have to like just play around with the clay, see what's going on, understand the way it works. It's amazing. I love this hobby. See, that's a pretty dang good cylinder. Heck yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Ta-da! Yay, I can't believe I did that. That part's so fun. Keep that shape. Then you open and widen. I kind of don't like this piece. I think I'm gonna toss it. Let's wire it and see what went wrong. Well, the floor, I think, is too thin compared to the thickness of the walls. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I still can't get my walls thin enough. I think I'm just like scared to push them in, truly. Okay, my camera's about to die. I was trying to go for like a little bubbly look for this one, but I'm gonna charge it and then I'll be back when we're trimming. Okay, I just finished throwing. It is 7:15. That bubble cup, I think that was the last one I was working on before my camera died. This is something I want to keep working on. This is actually a design that my brother really wants. It's something similar to this, not exactly this, but obviously this one I was off center, so it's a little crooked. This was I think the first cylinder that I threw. Spoon rest, obviously. I've seen these to-go cups that I really wanted to try. So basically it's a cylinder, you push that part in, and then once it's a little drier, I'll poke a hole right here and you can put a straw through that. So I think it's so cool. And then I tried a bubble plate. My sister really likes these. This one I'm scared for. Mistakes with these is high and you have to let it dry for a very long time to make sure there's no like wet water stuck between these, otherwise it will explode. Terrible angle. I'm now just checking on the pieces that I left to dry that I threw yesterday to see if they are ready for trimming. This one is not just yet. Nope. This might be the only. It's a very thin floor. This is close, but not yet. This is ready. And I think this other spoon rest is ready too. Yeah, okay. Let's trim these two. Let's go. Gosh, I love being in the studio by myself. Like, it's so peaceful. Okay, so you know how I was complaining about centering that whole time we were throwing? Guess what? We have to center again. Yeah. So to trim these, you put them on the wheel, you spin, and that's how you trim. And that means we have to get it centered. Let's see. And again, these are pretty thin, so I'm not going to be trimming a lot. I kind of just want to, this bottom part, just kind of smooth it out, make it a little cleaner. So to trim, what I like to do is wet the wheel and then wet the rim of the piece. And then you kind of move it around a little bit in circles just to get them to suction together. And then I like to give it a couple pats. And hopefully we are good. And then you need to watch it because the chances of flying off are still very high. Wait a minute. I think this piece literally just broke. How did I not notice this before? Oh my god. Let me try and trim this and then see what. Wait. No, I need to. Oh wait. Okay, no, thank god. It looks like there's a crack in the floor. And I was afraid it like went through, but it has not. So I think we're okay. Oof, that like really hurt my feelings. Like my heart just stopped, low-key. Okay, I think that's good. Again, I don't want to do this too much out of the fear that I will ruin the piece. See, I just pulled it off. Once I get better at this, I really want to buy like a stamp to mark my pieces. But for now, I just write my name on them. Okay, and then these are going to go back on my shelf to dry. I feel like this one is ready too, this one. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it. I'm thinking about making this a mug. Is that crazy? Like with a handle? I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. It feels kind of heavy, so it kind of feels dangerous to do that. So first what I'm going to do is, again, do this. So what this does actually, since the rim isn't even, see it was wobbling at first, this kind of like sands it down almost in a way and makes that rim even for me. I'm going to try and find center first. So to do this, I like to have it on a really slow speed, and you literally just tap until it's perfect. And you asked me, how do you know it's perfect? I don't really know yet. That's something, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a floor on here because it feels quite thin. Be a little too wet still. Finding out like what the leather hard stage is so difficult for me. I don't know how people do it. Like those spoon rests, I literally threw all of these yesterday. Those spoon rests were a little too dry, I think. Not like crazy, but this is a little too wet. Okay. This was definitely too wet. I shouldn't have trimmed it yet. I might honestly, maybe I'll just stop here and finish trimming it once it's dry. Okay, it's been a couple minutes and I think we're good. Yeah, see, I think it's still a little too wet, but you see I'm getting like more of these ribbons. This is how you want the clay to come off when you're trimming, is like in these ribbons. That's how you know you're at the perfect leather hard stage. I have yet to get it like that completely, and even today it's like still a little wet, I think. But it's not wet enough where I think like I could leave it till tomorrow and come back. I think at that point it would get a little too dry, so I'd rather just do it now. And I don't have like a damp box or anything to keep them wet until tomorrow. I'm gonna take one of these tiny ones. Couldn't trim this perfectly because I added like all these grooves into it, so the top's still a little, still has like all this texture. So what I'm gonna try and fix that with a metal rib. It doesn't seem like this is gonna work. Well, it kind of works. Okay. So I made a handle. I don't know which cylinder I want to put the handle on, so I'm going to test it out with all three. I obviously would need to change the shape of this. Okay, I don't hate that. I'm trying to figure out like where the best placement would be, so you can like sip from it easily, you know. Oh yeah, that one's good. That one's good right there. But that part of the wall's thinner than the other side, so I'm like a little bit worried. Well, I guess I could do, if you're holding it this way, Yeah, that still works. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm trying to like see in here if I like the way that works. Let's see. It's a little too big, I think, for the cup. I don't know, I kind of like it though. Like, it's crazy looking. Although I don't want this above here, so yeah, I think I'm gonna shorten it a little. And then kind of do that. Oh yeah, I like that. I don't know. Maybe even like do it a bit more circular. Hell yeah. Okay, somebody else is here, so I'm turning you guys off. Bye. Okay, just got out of the studio, finished everything. So I trimmed the 3 cylinders that I had, and then I put everything away. Hopefully most of the pieces that we threw today will be ready to trim tomorrow. I think they should be unloading the bisque today, so hopefully when I come in tomorrow morning that will be ready as well, and we can glaze some pieces. So tomorrow might be like a trimming and glazing kind of day, which would be very exciting. Because, you know, the only time I've glazed so far was for my class, and you know, I felt like I was in a rush to just like finish it, and I didn't like play around with any glazes, like one glaze on each piece that I had, instead of, you know, like layering them and trying to, you know, come up with something fun. So I want to do that this time around, so I'm very excited to play around with that a little bit. That was so fun though. It's crazy. I didn't even have breakfast before leaving because it was so early, and I'm not even that hungry yet, which to me is crazy because I'm someone who normally, like, I wake up and I have to eat right away. But it is starting to hit a little bit, so I'm gonna go home, make some food, and then yeah, I don't really have much plans for the rest of the day, honestly. That is like the highlight of my day is my pottery studio session at 5 a.m. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Someone came into the studio right after me, and they actually saw me dancing to my music, which was pretty embarrassing. But I've been here 3 hours now. I spent the first 3 hours basically glazing all my pieces that came out of the kiln yesterday. So I will show you those later, but now I am trimming all of the pieces that we made yesterday. This is my first one, so I'm finally like getting the hang of this leather hard stage, which is awesome. It's crazy how much easier trimming is when you do it at the stage that everyone tells you to do it at. I can't wait to show you how much shavings I have after this, because I have so much already from just one piece. Okay, one piece down. Let's write our name on it. Yay. Okay, next one. Next we've got this cylinder. funny, when I was taking my class, trimming was definitely my least favorite part. I literally had no idea what I was doing, but now I think it might actually be my favorite. When you get it right, it's just so satisfying. Oh, I went way too thin with this floor. Shit, it's about to crack. Fuck. Let's see if I can find a way to save it. There's like no way that this floor makes it yet. And I feel like I just have to accept my fate with this one and reclaim this piece. I guess we can leave it to dry and see what happens. Oops. Okay. Next up is our wobbly little bubble cup. Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get, let's be real. This is my to-go cup that's like kind of looks like that, right? So I don't know how I'm gonna trim this. I'm quite scared, honestly. I feel like this one I'm just gonna like have to hold with my hand. I really need to stop saying close enough and just see, like there's no way I'm gonna be able to get this to stick. Pretty much. Okay. Pray for me, guys. I don't know if I should add a foot to this or not, but it's giving no. I'm just gonna try and smoothen this out with a sponge as much as I can, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to trim this. Okay. And then obviously we want to make the hole where the straw is to go through. Okay, I'm gonna let the bottom of this dry before I put my name on it. Okay, now our spoon rest. Whoa, this got wrapped up in the tool. That's a dang good ribbon. Gorgeous, that's all it needs. Okay. Dude, the way it gets stuck on there, I swear to God. It's either like falling off every 2 seconds, or I'm literally fighting with the wheel to get it off. Okay, and last but not least is our bubble plate. I don't know if you guys remember, but yesterday I said I was afraid it was like coming apart, but it seems to have dried together, so fingers crossed that we are all good. I'm gonna let this dry for a very long time though, you know, before having it fired, just because I want to make sure that inside is dry completely. You know, I don't want to be the one who makes the kiln explode and everyone's stuff gets ruined. I can't say I have any desire to be that person. Well, actually, maybe I will put 4 on this one. Although I think it's pretty thin, so it's not going to be a very big floor. Look at these chunks coming off while we're trimming. Ow! Just one for the inside. Yeah, I'm not going any thinner than that because I feel like this floor is very, yeah, right? It's just a very tiny floor, nothing crazy. Like, look at those ribbons, like that. How is that not satisfying, guys? Okay, that's good. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how much all that trimming led to. It's like a decent amount, right? For what, 5-6 pieces? Okay, that is literally all I'm doing today, so I am just gonna clean up now, and then I'll show you all the pieces that I glazed today as well. I want to show you guys the pieces that I glazed today. They obviously look silly right now, and honestly I've never done test styles, so we have no idea how any of these are going to turn out, but oh well. We've got a plate with 3 colors layered on here. This one I'm doing a little half and half action. This one I went real wild, we're doing 3 colors. It has 2 colors layered on top of each other. This I have 1 color on the inside, 1 on the outside. This 2 colors layered on top. Same thing here, 2 colors layered on top of each other. These 2 are the same thing, except these are flux colors, so they tend to run. So I stopped a little higher up than going like on the whole thing on the outside. I'm really excited for this one. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Ta-da! another session complete. Today was really awesome, you know, just being able to glaze the first pieces that I made since I signed up for the studio membership, while also trimming the newer pieces that I've made, and just seeing the progress that I've already made in maybe 3 weeks. It's just crazy, and it like really just invigorated me and my joy with this. So yeah, very exciting. I can't wait for those pieces that I glazed today to be done so I can see how they'll turn out. I truly have no expectations, and I am very fearful that they will run and like get stuck to the kiln and then be ruined. So fingers crossed. That's all I have for you guys until next time. Hopefully I'll go to the studio a couple more times this week and bring you guys along with me. So